Hi, welcome to my channel Ruby Stedman. Today I'll be teaching you how to knit this beautiful neck warmer or cowl for the set with the hat that we did last week. This is more like an intermediate piece. If you've never done fair isle knitting or stranded work, it will be a little bit more difficult because you had to keep the tension even in the inside. That is the most important thing about color work, is the tension in the inside of your piece, that all the strands have the same length in the inside. Okay, that way you get a nice stretch to your piece. So if the first, second, third time don't work for you, don't get disappointed, because for me it took a lot of tries in order to do this work. So I recommend, if you have this type of yarn, to start your color work with them, because that will give you a really nice stretch to your piece. So that's why I've done a lot of my color work with this, because I love the way the stretch. I wish I have a true red to do this one with this type of yarn, because they only have this one. Is more like a brick color. If you have it in front of you, you'll know what I mean, because in the camera look a little bit different. But any color that you decide to do this with white, it will look amazing. You can do this for the entire family, for a gift for Christmas. They will love it. Absolutely love it. I love my set. This is an adult size set. I have the question when about the hat, if it was an adult size set. Yes, it's an adult size set. You can make this smaller. You just have to remove one of the signs and it will be much smaller. For the hat, you will have to probably use a smaller size needle if you want to have an adolescent size hat. Just by changing the size of your needle, it will change the size of the hat. Okay, and the same with the neck warmer. But if you want to do this smaller, you just remove one of these, or two for babies. It will be much smaller. For the length as well, you will have to change the design of the length, because the side, this is wider, too wide for younger kids. If you look at the chart that I left in my Facebook page, is for the hat, it's act like this. And then you look at the neck warmer, I have an extra one of these. That's in order to give the length and a little bit extra in here. You can remove that extra in here, this one or that one in here. Just leave those, and instead to do two rows in there, you can do one like this one in here and one, keeping those, and it will be 2 rows less, plus 5 in here and 5 in here. There will be 12 rows less to do. Okay, just depend on the size that you want this. So I just wanted to explain you that before we start. So I hope you guys like it and give it a try. And here is the list of materials you're going to need to make it. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe and click on the little bell. That way you get notification each time I upload a video. Remember, I do my video in Spanish and English. So if you ever receive a Spanish video and you want to see it in English, go to the main page of my YouTube channel, that you will find that version in English out there. Okay? To make this neck warmer or cowl, I'm gonna use the leftover yarn that I have from the hat that I did last week. They are the Loops and Thread Impeccable, white and red, medium 4. When I started with them, they had 127.5 grams each, but now, since I did the hat, I have less. I hope I have enough other red, because it's the one that I use the most, but I think I do. The white you use a little. And there's 100% acrylic. You're gonna need your knitting needles. They are 5 millimeters and they are 16 inches long. You're gonna need a marker, a measurement tape, tapestry needle, and scissors, and the graph or chart that I left last week to make the hat. In my Instagram and in my Facebook page, Ruby Stedman Crochet, you will need it to do this matching neck warmer or cowl. We're gonna start our casting on, and I have extra markers here to do my cast on, because I had to cast on 112 stitches for the snowflakes, plus 1 to close the circumference, so 113 stitches. So sometimes when I cast on, I go so fast that I sometimes miscount. So that's why every 20 stitches I place a marker. That way when it's time to make sure that I have my 113, I can count 20 at a time until I have 100, and then after the 100 I place the marker and I only have to do 13. Makes life more easier. So if you don't make mistake counting when you cast on, you don't gonna need to place marker. When I do my first row of tubular cast on, sorry, my mind went in blank, I will remove the markers. I like to do the tubular cast on because look how beautiful the border of your hat look. It gives you a very nice and even finish. So you guys can cast on long tail cast on in your needle, short tail cast on, no matter to do the tubular cast on. So I'm gonna wrap in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 10 and 10, 20, 20 and 20, 40. I don't gonna let go to that one. I'm just gonna grab those ends, and 40, 60. Now I'll grab here, and then I fold it in half, and it will be enough to cast 113 plus the extra for the tail. So I'm gonna do a slip knot. I have to make sure that the tail go to my thumb, and I'm gonna start my casting on. So you cast on long tail, short tail, whichever is easier for you. If you don't know how to knit and you would like to learn, I'm gonna leave some link in how to knit for the very beginner. I try to do my best to explain very slow, very easy for you guys to learn. Let me tell you, if you only crochet, when you learn how to knit, it opens a whole new level for you. It's amazing the things that you can do with 2 needles. So when I have my 113 stitches, I will meet you here to start our first row of our tubular cast on. But every 20 stitches, I will place a marker. That way it makes things easier for me. Here I have my 113 stitches, and you see I have my markers. I have 5, and in this round I will remove the marker. So I did a knot with the leftover tail and the working yarn, and in this round we don't gonna close the circumference, so don't matter that it's a little bit twisted because you're not closing the ends. So we're gonna start with a tubular cast on, and you're gonna start with 1 knit, yarn to the front as to purl, and you're gonna pass that purl without working. Yarn to the back, knit, yarn to the front as to purl, and pass the purl without working. And that's what make this beautiful border for your hat. Knit, yarn to the front, pass the purl without working. Yarn to the back, knit, yarn to the front, pass the purl without working. Like that, you're going to continue all the way until the end of this row. I'm about to finish this round. I'm going to do my last purl that I'm going to pass without working, and I have only 1 stitches left. That is the knit, and before I do the knit, I'm going to place the marker. That way I don't have to remove the stitch after I do the knit. So I do the knit, and the marker is in place. Now you're going to pass this stitch in order to close the circumference to my right hand needle, and then the last stitch you're going to pass over that one, and you're going to pull the tail nice and tight, and that closes the circumference. And like that you finish and close your circumference, and you have to make sure that this is not twisted. And after you do the first row, this automatically stay nice and straight. So now that counts as the first net without working. Now you're going to do yarn to the front purl, yarn to the back. You're going to pass that net without working from the top strand, like that, like a purl. Yarn to the front purl, yarn to the back, and net without working, and you're going to pass it as like a purl from the top strand. And yarn to the front purl, yarn to the back, pass the net without working. Like that, you're going to continue all the way until the end, and you're going to finish with a purl. Once you finish that round, you're going to start with a 1x1 rib. So you're going to net the net and purl the purls for 1.5 inches. I like to do this border just a little bit smaller than the one for the hat. Okay, this one is 2 inches, this will be 1.5. But that's to my liking. Okay, you can do 2 inches if you like, or you can do 1 inch. But for mine, I like to give them all of them 1.5. It's a nice size. So you're going to continue with a 1x1 rib until you have the desired width for your border. And I'm going to 1.5 inch for those that don't have an inch and a half in centimeter. 1.5 inch is 4 centimeters. Okay. And I will continue, and I will meet you here when I have my done. I finished my 1.5 inch. And something that I wanted to explain you before I continue is that I did those 2 round of the tubular cast on, and then after that I did 5 round of the 1x1 rib. This time I kept track of my rounds because at the end of the piece I had to have the same width. With the hat you don't need to count because you don't need this to do the same on the other side, but with the neck warmer or cowl you do. So at the end, after I work my piece, I will do 5 rounds of 1x1 rib and the 2 rounds of tubular bind off. So for the hat, like I said, we did 2 inches of brim, and then we start with a chart. But if we do the same with the cowl, it will be too narrow. It will be more narrow than the hat, this part of the hat. So what I'm gonna do is, after you do the 1.5 inch of border, you're gonna do 5 rounds of net with the red, and then after those 5 rounds you'll start with row 1 of the chart. That will give us a little extra width for our piece. So you're gonna net 5 rounds with the red, and then I will meet you here to start with the chart or graph. Okay. I finished those 5 rounds of net with the red. Now we're gonna start working in round 1 of our chart. But since I already had that part recorded for the hat, what I'm gonna do is insert that part in here. So I'll be working from row 1 to 23, exactly the same as this because it's the part that I did for the hat. But once you finish round 23, I will meet you here to continue with the top of our neck warmer or cowl because it's going to be different from the hat. What we're going to do is from here to here and the top of our piece, okay? So you will have the same in the top and bottom of the Now we're going to work with the chart and the 2 color. So we're going to do row 1 or round 1, and is the ones that don't have any color will be the red, and the one with the X are the white. So it'll be 1 red, 1 white, 1 red, 1 white, and so on. So I'm going to start with the first red. See, I have my yarn and the finger. Now I'm going to use the white, and I'm going to leave it a tail. That will be easy to lose. And I do my white. Now the red, and then the white. So when I finish this row with the working yarn and the tail, I will do a knot in here to secure the first stitch, okay? Now a red and a white, a red and a white. Like that, you're going to continue all the way until the end, and you start with a red and you'll finish with a white. I finished a round. Now we're going to move a stitch over. That way we don't have two white together, because when you work on the round, if I do another white here, they will be at the same level, and I'm supposed to start with the white. So what we're going to do to fix that, we're going to remove the marker. The stitch that we're supposed to do white is the first one, so we're going to pass that first stitch in here without working. You're going to place the marker to know where you're going to finish, and then you're going to start in the stitch number 2. That is a red and top of the white, and then a white, a red and the white, a red and a white. Like that, you're going to continue all the way until the end, and I will show you how you're going to finish in here and place the marker back to his place, okay? And you have to continue with the red on top of the white and the whites on top of the reds. I'm going to finish here, and I only have left the red stitch that I passed without working, and now I'm going to do that one in white. But remember, that stitch is supposed to be in the other side of the marker, so you're going to remove the marker. You're going to pass that white to this side. You're going to place the marker, and it's a little fiddly, but it will work, you'll see. And then now you're going to work on the third round or row. I'm going to flip this position for this stitch. That way I will trap the white in here. That way you don't have a hole. And then I will do this third round is all red. All the stitches will go red. Leave the white and work all the stitches. And if you look now, this one is a little bit higher than this one in here. This one look a little bit small, but when you stretch the piece, they all will take the same size. Okay? So I will meet you here when I finish round 3 to do number 4. I already did this little piece in Spanish, so it's the same. Number 4, you're going to start with 1 white, 3 red, 1 white, 3 red, and so on. So it will be 1 white, 3 red. When you do your 3 red, open those 3 stitches and go to the tip of the needle and do your white, leaving a nice strand in the back. And now you do 3 red again, 1, 2, and 3. Open those 3 and do your white. 3 red, open those 3 red and a white, and like that you're going to continue, and you're going to finish with 3 red. Okay, we're going to start in number 5 with 2 white, 1 red, 3 white, 1 red, 3 white, 1 red, the reverse of the last row, or row number 4. So you're going to start with 2 white. I already did this little piece in Spanish, so that's why I'm here. But you will start with 2 white, 1 red, and then 3 white, open those 3 whites, 1 red, 3 white, open the 3 white and 1 red, and again 3 white and 1 red, and like that you're going to continue all the way until the end, and you start with 2 white and you're going to finish with 1 white. We're going to work in round 6, and this time round 6 is 1 red, 3 white, 1 red, 3 white. We are changing the position of the stitches, but it's still the same 3 and 1. Right now I'm with my allergies, like the worst time of the year for me is September, and you're going to hear me sniffling a lot, so I'm sorry about that. It's my allergies, nothing work, not even the medicine that my allergist gave me. You know, sometimes when you have the worst day, it's the worst day. So life needs to continue. So we're going to work on number 6, and you're going to start with 1 red. I already did this one in Spanish, so that's when I'm not at the marker. And then you're going to do 3 white, 1, 2, and 3 white. You're going to open those 3 white, and you're going to do 1 red. You're going to do 3 white, 1, 2, and 3. Open those 3 white and do 1 red. And like that you're going to continue 3 and 1, 3 white, 1 red, all the way until the end, okay? Number 7 is like number 4, but just a little bit the stitches in different places. Is 3 and 1 again, but is you're going to start with 2 red, 1 white, 3 red, 1 white, 3 red, 1 white. You see, like this one, there is 3 red, 1 white. And this is the last round at this section and here, okay? So I already did this little piece in Spanish, so you're going to start with 2 red at the beginning of the round, and then 1 white. Always opening those 3 stitches, that way you get a nice strand inside. 1, 2, 3 red, open your stitches, move them around, and in the tip of the needle you do your white. Again 3 red, 1, 2, and 3, open your stitches, 1 white, and like that you're going to continue, and you're going to finish with 1 red. Now number 8 is all red, so you leave the white in there, and now with the red alone you're going to do all your stitches, and I will meet you here at the end of this round. So number 9 is 1 red, 1 white, 1 red, 1 white, and number 10 is all red. So go ahead, do those 2 rounds, and then I will meet you here. Remember, 9 is 1 red, 1 white, and 10 all red. We're going to start at number 11, and it is the first row at the big snowflake. It's from 11 to 23. So in number 11, you're going to start with 1 white, 4 red, 1 white, 5 red, 1 white, 4 red, and then you start again. It's from stitch number 1 to 16, the repetition, okay? So when you finish here in number 16, you go back again to number 1. I already did this first 16 in Spanish, and now I'm going to start for you guys in English. So you're going to start with 1 white and then 4 red. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to open those 4 stitches. Now in the tip of the needle you're going to do the white one. Now you're going to do 5 red, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're going to open those 5 stitches. Let me move things around. Open those 5, bring this one to the tip, and on the tip of the needle you do your white. And it will give you a nice long carrying yarn in the back. Now you're going to do 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you done your 16 stitches. So I'm going to count for you. You start with the white. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 stitches. So now you start again, and here with 1 white, 4 red, 1 white, 5 red, 1 white, 4 red, over and over and over. Okay? I will show you one more time. That round 11. So those last 4 that you did, you open really well, and in the tip of the needle you do your first white of the next 16, and you do 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You open those 4, and you come to the tip of the needle and you do the white. You do 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 with your stitches. Open those 5, go to the tip of the needle, do your white, and then 4 red. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Open the 4 and start again with your white. And like that, you're going to continue this round until the end. We're going to work at number 12, and it's 1 red, 1 white, 3 red, 2 white, 3 red, 2 white, 3 red, 1 white. And then again, 1 red, and so on. Okay. So it's easier if you have the graph in front of you. So if you can take print it, duplicate it yourself by looking at the picture, it'll be easier to have it in front. So you're going to start with 1 red, 1 white, 3 red, 1, 2, and 3. Open those 3. Now you're going to do 2 white. Open those 3 stitches and do 1 and 2. Open a little bit those 2, and then you're going to do 3 red, 1, 2, and 3. Open those 3 stitches, 2 white, 1 and 2. Move your stitches around, and then you have to do 3 red, 1, 2, and 3, and 1 white. And like that you finish number 12. And then you start again with 1 red, 1 white, 3 red, 2 white, 3 red, 2 white, 3 red, 1 white, and so on. Okay? So it's very easy, you just have to follow the chart or graph. Okay? We're going to work in 13, and it's 1 white, 4 red, 3 white, 1 red, 3 white, 4 red. And you will start again after you finish with the 4 red, again with 1 white. It's the same repetition over and over of these 16 stitches. I already did the first one in Spanish, my first 16 stitches, so I have 4 in here. But I have to start with 1 white, like from the beginning. So we're going to open those 4 stitches. I'm going to do 1 white, just like these stitches open, and then now 4 red. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Open those 4 stitches, and you have to do 3 white. 1, 2, and 3. Move your stitches, open those 3, go to the tip and do 1 red, 3 white, 1, 2, and 3, and 4 red. Open those 3 white and do 4 red. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's your 16 stitches. So starting from the first white, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So now again you start with 1 white and finish with 4 red. We're gonna start in 14, and in 14 you will have a space of 6 red. This is one of the few spaces that you will have 6. I think it's in this one, and let me see. I think it's just this one that you will have this 6, because you finish with 4 in number 13 and start with 2 red. So it's 6 space, but I don't gonna trap my strand in the back. I'm gonna just leave a little extra loose to have that flexibility, that movement, that way it's not tight. So in 14 you start with 2 red and then 3 white, 1 red, 2 white, 1 red, 2 white, 1 red, 2 white, and finish with the red, and start again with 2 red the next design or motif. So here you finish with the 4 red. I wanted to show you from the beginning of this round, that way you see. So you have to start with 2 white, 2 red, sorry, 2 more red. I was looking the white underneath. So you have 6, okay? So you're gonna open those 6, and then you're gonna bring the next one to the tip of your needle, and then you're gonna do your white, and look at the length, and that will give you a nice long strand in the back that I'm gonna tie up your work. So that's the first white of 3. So that's 1, 2, and 3. You see, you can open it, there is no pulling. Now you'll do 1 red. You're gonna do 2 white, 1 and 2, 1 red, 2 whites, 1 red, 3 whites, 1, 2, and 3, and 1 red, and that's your 16 stitches, and I will count them for you from the marker. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So now what you do is you start again in here with 2 red, and then 3 white, 1 red, 2 white, 1 red, 2 white, 1 red, 3 white, 1 red, and again. Okay, it's always that repetition for those 16 stitches. And round 15, you're gonna start with 3 red, and then 3 white, 1 red, 1 white, 1 red, 1 white, 1 red, 3 white, and you're gonna finish with 2 red. So I already did my first 16 in Spanish, and then I had to start with 3 red, 1, 2, and 3, and since I finished and then the one in Spanish with 2 red, and those 3 to start with, they're 5. Okay, So what you do, you open those 5. That's when it's time to work in between the first and second motif, okay? You don't have 5, you will have 4. You're gonna do your 3 white and lock is nice and loose in here. 1, 2, and 3. Now you have to do, open the stitches, do 1 red, 1 white, 1 red, a white, and a red. And let me count that I have this perfect, the right amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you count here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of one of each color. Now you move your stitches and do 3 whites. 1, 2, and 3, and you finish with 2 red. And if I count here, you see from here that we started with 3 red, those 3. It was 5 because I finished the other motif, but from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And that's when you start again with 3 red and 3, and those 2 are 5 that you have to open and do the next 3 white, and then 1 red, 2 white. Sorry, I'm not counting the wrong space. So 3 whites, 1 red, 1 white, 1 red, 1 white, a red, 3 whites, and 2 red. Okay. 16 with 1 white, 3 red, 3 white, 1 red, white, red, 3 white, and 3 red. It's really difficult when saying red and white when the colors are white and blue, but it's easy to figure things out. So I already did my first one in Spanish. My white is all the way here, so I had to open those 3 and start with 1 white, 3 red, 1, 2, and 3. Open those 3 red, 3 whites, 1, 2, and 3. Open those 3 white, and you're going to do 1 red, a white, a red. Move your stitches. You're going to do 3 whites, 1, 2, and 3. Open your stitches, and you're going to finish with 3 red. So you open those 3 white and do your 3 red. 1, 2, and 3. And then you start all over again with 1 white, 3 red, 3 white, 1 red, white, red, white, and red. Okay? So you're going to continue like that, and you count your stitches. I'm going to count from the first white that I did. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 stitches. And then you repeat that again from number 1 to 16. You start with 1 white and finish with 17. And number 17 is the center of the snowflake. After that, you'll do exactly the same as you did from 16 to 11, you know, backwards, because it's the mirror image from the lower part, the top. So you're going to start with a red and then a white, and then you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red, a white, a red, a white, 5 red, and a white. And then you start all over again from number 1 with a red. So you're going to start with 1 red, and then a white, and now you're going to do 5 red. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're going to open those 5 stitches. Move the other one a little bit closer, and then you're going to the tip of the needle and you do your white. And that's the trick about Fair Isle or stranded knitting, is to have these like this loose. It's not tight. You see, when I open even more my stitches, they still not pulling. And then you're going to do a red, a white. You're going to open and pull the stitches, and you're going to do 5 red now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, you're going to open those 5 and you're going to do your white, and like that is your 16 stitches. So you start from the red, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Now you're going to start again with a red, and then a white, 5 red, a white, red, white, 5 red, and finish with the white. And like that you're going to continue all the way around until you finish with a white at the end of the stitch before the marker. And you start to see they have a snowflake. We're going to work in 18, and it's exactly the same as 16. You're going to start with 1 white, 3 red, 3 white, 1 red, 1 white, 1 red, 3 white, and you're going to finish with 3 red, and so on. You're going to continue again from the beginning with 1 white. So I already did the first one in Spanish, so I have 3 red here that I had to open. So I start with 1 white, 3 red, 1, 2, and 3. Open those 3, 3 white, 1, 2, and 3. Your stitches, open those 3, 1 red, 1 white, and 1 red, and now you're going to do 3 whites. 1, 2, and 3. Open those 3 stitches, and you're going to do 3 red. 1, 2, and 3. And like that you've done your 16 stitches. So you start with a white and you finish with reds. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Now you go back to the beginning with 1 white, 3 red, 3 white, a red, a white, a red, 3 white, and 3 red, and so on. And it is 3 red, 3 white, a red, a white, a red, a white, a red, 3 white, and 2 red. And this one is where you finish with 3 red and you start with 3 red, so you will have 6 stitches. Okay, so you're going to start with your 3 red, you're going to open those 6 stitches, and in the tip of your needle you're going to do your first white. I don't go longer than those 6 stitches without trapping the yarn in the back. Only 6 is the maximum that I do. So 2 and 3. Open those 3. You're going to do a red. Here you're going to do 5 of 1 and 1. So it's 1 red, 1 white, a red, a white, and a red. So I start with a red, a white, a red, a white, and a red. Now you're going to do 3 whites, oops, I'm doing it in red. One, 2, and 3. You open those 3 and finish with the 2 red. and in here you have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 and 16. Now again you start with 3 red and you will have 5 stitches. You open those 5 stitches and then you do 3 white, and like that you're going to continue all the way around. We're going to work at number 20 and we're going to start with 2 red, 3 white, 1 red, 2 white, a red, 2 white, a red, 3 white, and a red. So at the beginning of this round, when you finish 19, you'll have 4 red that you have to open because you finish with 2 red, and here, and you start with 2, so that's 4. You open those 4 and then do the white when it's time to do the white. But for me, since I did that in Spanish, I start with 2 red and then it will be only 3. Okay, so now I have to do 3 white, 1 2 and 3. Move your stitches. You're going to do 1 red, 2 whites, 1 and 2. Open the stitches, 1 red, 2 white, open the stitches, 1 red, 3 whites, open the stitches, and you're going to do 1 red, and like that you have your 16. So you start with 1 red, okay, you start with 2 red, so it's in here, 1 and 2, and then 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 and 16. So now you start all over again with 2 red that give you the 3 for separation in between the snowflakes. We're going to start 21 with a white, and then we're going to do 4 red, 3 white, a red, 3 white, and 4 red. And we have now these 21, and then 22 and 23 are the big snowflake. So you're going to start with the white. I did the first one in Spanish, so I have 4 in here, so I have to turn it to the tip. You start with the white and then you do 4 red. 1 2 3 and 4. You're going to open your stitch, move the other ones around, and then you're going to do 3 white, 1 and 2 and 3, open those 3, do the red, three white, open those stitches, move the rest, and you're going to do 4 red. 1 2 3 and 4, and like that you finish the snowflake. And then count your stitches. We start with the white, so that's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 and 16. I like to count the stitches, that way you see exactly what I did is exactly the same as the graph. So you start to see the snowflake really well now, looking really nice. The only thing about ferrule netting is that I should have done here at the beginning exactly what I did at the beginning, leaving that white stitch without working, that way it's a little more up. Should have done it with these ones in here. You see, each time I finish with the white, when it's time to do the next white, what you do is you keep it in your needle. You don't work that red, you keep it white, and then you continue. That way this stitch will be 1 over, like at the beginning here, because in here you see these 2 pretty much are almost even in here. That's the only thing about this, but this will be at the back. You don't gonna see it as much. So what you do is you put your tag in the front, and each time you put it on, that automatically will go to the back. Okay, so finish this round, and then we'll start in number 22, and then we'll have 2 left. 22 and 23 are the big snowflake. We're gonna work in 22, and we start with a red, and then a white, 3 red, 2 white, 3 red, 2 white, 3 red, and 1 white, and 1 more round, and we're done with big snowflake. So you start with 1 red, a white, and then you're gonna do 3 red, 1, 2, and 3. Open the 3, 2 white, open those 2, 3 red, 1, 2, and 3. Open those 3, 2 white, 3 red, and you're going to finish with the white, and like that you finish your 16 stitches. So like that you're going to continue starting with a red and now again, and then a white, 3 red, 2 white, 3 red, 2 white, 3 red, and a white, and all over again. We're going to start the last round of the big snowflake with 1 white, 4 red, 1 white, 5 red, 1 white, 4 red. So I already did the one in Spanish, and then we're going to start with the white, 4 red, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to open those 4 stitches, and you're going to do 1 white. Move your stitches, 5 red. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're going to open those 5. And now you're going to do 1 white. At the tip of your needle, you're going to do the white. And then you're going to do 4 red, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you done your 16, and then now you start all over again with 1 white, 4 red, 1 white, 5 red, 1 white, 4 red. And I finished round 23, and I did 24. That was a red round, all red. So now you go to the graph, and you will do round 25 and 26. 25 is 1 red, 1 white, and 26 all red. After you finish those 2, you go back at the beginning of the graph, and you go to round 7, and you're going to do 7, and then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay? So until the round 26 is exactly as the hat, but after that you will do these rounds, the 7 round for the other side of the piece. So you will do like that backwards. Okay, so go ahead, do round 25 and 26. After that you go back to the beginning of the graph, and that's why the graph is important. That way you can guide yourself with it. So and instead of going from row 1 to 7, you go from 7 to 1 backwards, from the higher number to the lower. When you finish in round 1, I will meet you here. Okay, I finished that round with the graph, and I'm done. Now we're gonna work exactly the same what we did in this side here. That way we have the same distance, everything even in the center. So for this one I did 5 round with the red of net and 5 round of 1x1 rib plus the 2 tubular cast on. So we're gonna do 5 round of 5 round of net, 5 round 1x1 rib, and 2 round with the tubular bind off. Okay, that way it's exactly the same width. So I'm done with the white, but I'm gonna weave in the back for a few stitches, and after I cut the yarn and then I secure the tail. So to do that, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pass as to net, but I'm gonna pass it under the white, yarn over, lift the white and take out the red. The next one, just do a red, and that trap, that strand, and those 2 stitches. Again, under the white yarn over, lift the white, pass the red, and the next one just net the red, and you see it's been trapped and the stitch over. Like that you're gonna continue for a few more until you decide that's enough, and then you're gonna cut your tail, secure it later after you finish, but go ahead and do those 5 round of net and 5 round of 1x1 rib, and I will meet you here for the tubular bind off. I finished those round. Now I'm ready to do the 2 round of tubular bind off. So we're gonna start the first one with 1 net, yarn to the front, pass the purl without working, yarn to the back and net, yarn to the front, purl without working, yarn to the back and net, yarn to the front, pass the purl without working. Like that you're gonna continue with this round. The opposite, we're gonna pass the net without working and we're gonna work the purls. So you're gonna pass this net without working through the front strand, the top one, like a purl, and then yarn to the front and you're gonna purl the purl. Yarn to the back, you pass the net without working, yarn to the front, purl. Yarn to the back, pass the net without working, yarn to the front, purl. Yarn to the back, pass that net without working, and all is through the top strand, and then the next one is a purl. You're gonna purl it, and like that you're gonna continue this round, and I will meet you here at the end that we're gonna bind off with our tapestry needle. Okay, now we're gonna cut a tail long enough for binding off or stitches with our tapestry needle. And remember, like always, it's better to have extra and enough. Okay, so what I do, I just, the better the merrier for me, because I rather to have extra and not run out of yarn. Okay, so cut your yarn and get ready with the tapestry needle to bind off. Now we're gonna start casting off our stitches with our tapestry needle. So we're gonna grab the net and the purl, and we're gonna cast them off. And you're gonna remove them from the needle once you pass all your strand through. Now we're gonna work the net with the net. So you're gonna go to the front and find your net stitch that you cast off. It's in here. So you have the 2 strands. So you're gonna go to the top one. You're gonna pass through that top strand and the one on your needle, and you're gonna cast it off. You're gonna pass the strand through those 2. I know it's a little bit of work because we have a lot of tail, but it's better to have extra and not to have enough, and then you have a knot in the top of your work. So now we're gonna do the purl. So the purl, you have to find the top strand in the back. You're gonna pass it through, And as to knit, you're going to pass it through the other stitch on your needle and cast it off. Now you're going to find the knit in the front. So you have the two legs, and you're going to grab the top one, pass it through sideways, and the one in the front. And you're going to cast off those two net stitch. Always you're going to cast off net with net and purl with purl. Now you're going to look in the back, and you're going to find your back purl. You see these two? So you're going to grab the top one, and when you pull that top one, you are pulling the strand in between the stitches. That way you know that's the right leg to pull. Okay? So now you're going to pass it from the front to the back and cast it off. Like that, you're going to continue working all the way until the end, until you're done all your stitches. Now this is, you're going to continue working until you finish. So always you have to make sure that you see those two there. You go to the one on the top and sideways like that. You grab that one and the one on your needle. Those are the net stitch. And when you pull here, you'll see the two in the back. The one in the top is the pearl, and you always pass it with the tip of your needle facing you, pointing toward you. And then when you pass in there, you go to the pearl with the tip of the needle away from you. Okay, as to net. And then you pass through those two and continue like that. I love this bind off because it gives you a beautiful even finish. So I will meet you at the end to show you how you're going to close those stitches. So we only have two left, and these two will be bind off with these two, and then we're going to work the last two with the two that we did at the beginning. That way it's a nice and even bind off. Now you're going to lose all the tails that you have in here and in the other side, and then you'll have the end result of your neck warmer or cowl. Once you finish losing the tails, it will look like this, and I love this set. Once you do a set like this, you will fall in love and you'll want to make them all like this for your presents. So here is the entire set, and it looks amazing. This is an adult size set. You can do this for kids. You just remove an entire motif and it will be a smaller, like much smaller. Okay. You can use a smaller size needles and it will be smaller as well. So I hope you guys like it, and give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber and you make this beautiful set or any of my sets and you want to send me some pictures. You can do it through my Facebook page, Ruby Esteban Crochet, or my Instagram, Ruby Esteban Crochet. Please share my video with friends and family. That way you help me grow here on YouTube. I wish you have a beautiful day.